All right, so I just finished the live stream video of Jacob Harris, and here we are with Chris Garrett getting cut. So it's going to be that type of night, that type of day. This roster really is going to be tough to crack because Chris Garrett dealt with injuries very similar to Jacob Harris. You look at just the potential, the long-term potential, the athletic profile. It is all there. This is somebody that I'd imagine was going to take over for Obanai Okoronkwo and fill into that rotational role. Okoronkwo, of course, went over and signed with the Texans. But now things are a little murky. Daniel Hardy is likely not going to make the 53 because he's going to be added onto the short-term IR. So it's a little surprising to see them go this route. This could speak volumes to how they felt about Keir Thomas and Benton Whitley. Keir Thomas from FSU and Benton Whitley from Holy Cross, these two guys had a very good preseason. I thought Braden Thomas had a good preseason as well. Not as good as those two, but still. Maybe the Rams are keeping them. Maybe it points to a bigger thing that is looming here. I think there's a chance that he comes back onto the practice squad. This could also be an IR thing as well. So there's a lot of things going on here, but it is confirmed, according to Adam Schefter, they are releasing Chris Garrett, the 7th-round pick out of Concordia St. Paul last year. Just like Jacob Harris, there's now 2 picks that are gone from the 2021 draft class. Nobody is safe. That's really as simple as I can put it. Nobody is safe at this point. If you guys like this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Once again, just going live to get this thing out there. We'll have a live stream later on today about all the cuts, and we'll be breaking all that down. But Chris Garrett, this is surprising. 6'4", 245, 24 years old. I'm just a little shocked by this. Jacob Harris, it's kind of the same vein, but here's the thing. Jacob Harris was in a room where they would have had to keep 8 receivers. This is a very interesting thing here because if Hardy was healthy, I'd understand a little bit more. But I almost feel like now it's like, are they going to keep all 3 of the UDFAs, or is there a bigger move, in the works here? And I don't know. Like, right off the rip, I don't think you can say that the Rams cut Chris Garrett today because they want Janarius Robinson, who was cut, or they want Quincy Roche, who was cut. But, I mean, it makes you wonder, are they going to put in claims for those guys? There were a lot of talented pass rushers that were cut today, and I think Chris Garrett joins that fray. But another thing here, the D2 athlete is very raw. So we're sticking here. The Rams kept some raw guys last year. And, people can point to how the roster is and how they can't keep more than 53 on a roster and how it's a disadvantage to draft these high upside, really low floor guys. But I definitely think, the Rams have gotten to a point where their team is too talented. They can't keep guys that aren't meeting that level. So if they can bring Chris Garrett onto the practice squad, bring him back, then yeah, I think that there's a chance him and Jacob Harris can end up being very good players in this league. But this does tell a lot. And you can't be on one side that believes that, we got to follow, no matter what, we got to follow what the coaches say, but then disagree with what the coaches are saying here. See, they cut him for a reason, just like they cut Jacob Harris. It's going to be hard to cut this roster down. Okay, I thought this was one of the easiest rosters to cut down. I thought it was pretty easy to assume that Jacob Harris was making the team and that Chris Garrett was making the team, but maybe, just maybe, there's an overvaluation of players, and we got to kind of look at ourselves on this, and I'm guilty of it as well. Maybe, just maybe, there are guys like Jake Hummel, who I mentioned, a 6th-round grade I had on him, has a higher floor than what Chris Garrett has and Jacob Harris has. Maybe at this moment right now, a guy like that, and I'm not saying he's already made the team or not, but a guy like that already has, he may not be as sexy of a pick as Jacob Harris or Chris Garrett, just like Roseboom. But maybe at this point, they're the better football player than these two. These two are the sexy picks. I mean, you had the Chris Garrett explosion in preseason last year. The injury could have held him back enough to kind of knock him off course. Keir Thomas, we saw that. We'll see what ends up happening. I think they're going to end up keeping him. We'll see about Whitley, but this is very interesting. Very interesting. 2 cuts right off the bat. The way they started off the day, I mean, no one's safe. I say that, of course, Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp and Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, they're safe. But if just because you're a key contributor or you're expected to be, training camp has a way of kind of weeding out the expected. Because the expected becomes the unexpected. If you think about it, talking about Lance McCutcheon again. Who would have thought he would have had the preseason that he did? I thought he was going to have a pretty good preseason. I didn't think he'd have that. I didn't think Keir Thomas would erupt in Game 3. We only saw Chris Garrett in 1 game. He played the final game. That is very interesting. That's something that I think we're going to look back on and be like, wow, all right. Just very, very intriguing stuff to see them cut Garrett. And I'm not saying it's wrong to do it. They could very well be in the right. But it is surprising. And it does make you wonder if a bigger move would be in there. Because right now, the way it is, the Rams would not have Daniel Hardy on the 53 because, like I said, he'll go on like long-term, IR. So you have Justin Hollins, you have Terrell Lewis, okay? You have those 2, right? And then who else do you have? Leonard Floyd. Those 3, right? You have Benton Whitley, you have Braden Thomas, and you have Keir Thomas. That's where we're at right now. Maybe Ernest Brown. Maybe Ernest Brown pushed himself onto this 53. But I think the Rams are showing you very clearly a tendency here. Very clearly. The Rams are showing you that they value high floor over high upside right now. And that's okay. Just look at who they drafted. Bruss was a high floor guy, or so we thought. I still think he was. He played in a weird offensive line that's hard to really evaluate him. Jacoby Durant, high floor guy. Darion Kendrick, the definition of a high floor guy. That guy could start tomorrow in the NFL, and I would not feel worried about it at all. Those are the guys Kyron Williams, another high floor guy. There's a reason why he got all of the first team reps. I'm going to say this now. This does not bode well for Jake Funk. This does not bode well for guys that are on the bubble. And they have upside, but they're not there yet with the floor. That's my thoughts. You let me know in the comments section below what you guys think. I cannot wait to go live. I'm chomping at the bit. We'll be going live when the cuts are finally announced. If there's any more breaking news or anything, I'll go live right in here and just drop a quick video. But that's all I got for you guys. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys soon. Oh, Whitley was cut. I just saw in the comment section. All right, so Benton Whitley was just cut. So now it's Keir Thomas and Braden Thomas left over. And that's it. So you have to wonder if somebody was cut today to make them be like, all right, there's enough out there. I don't know. But I could definitely see them bringing back Whitley onto the practice squad. Would have to imagine Chris Garrett goes back on the practice squad. Maybe they go out and they trade for a guy like Robert Quinn, a Montez Sweat. I saw someone in the comments section mention Josh Allen. I don't know if he'd be available, but maybe they go out and they trade for somebody like that. If not, like I said before, and I'll say it again, I named off some guys, Quincy Roche, Curtis Weaver, Janarius Robinson. I think all 3 of those guys could be in play here. The only thing is Robinson's a very high ceiling. The floor's not as high. I think the floor's a lot higher with Quincy Roche, who I think is going to get claimed early on. And I think Weaver's interesting because the Rams already put in a waiver claim for him in the past. So, yep, that's all I got for you guys in this video. Thank you. Shout out to Rob Navarro for throwing the Whitley got cut in the comment section. Like the guy a lot, but I just want to make sure I got that out in this video. So, can't wait to go live later. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you guys then. Later, folks.